Alright, welcome back. Hope everybody's doing good. Right before the holidays, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I'm in here doing a video for you guys. I want to show you guys how to do multiple colors on an aluminum plate. So what I've got right now is it's approximately 7 by 9.5 or 8 by 9.5, somewhere in there. So what I've done, I've taken it, I've painted it white, then I've painted it orange, and then I've painted it red, and then I've painted it black. And these are all Rust-oleum 2X gloss acrylic paints. They're spray paints. So I've taken them out, sprayed it. Normally what I do is I will spray the first color as soon as it's dry to the touch. I will get the second color on there as soon as it's dry to the touch, get the third color on. Again, as soon as it's dry to the touch, I'll get the black on there, fourth color, whatever you're trying to do. After the black layer, you need to let it cure for 48 hours. So what that does is that lets the gas and all the paints gas out. And you need to get it out of there. If you try to do anything to it, your paint's going to go to shit on you. You're not going to like it. So now that I've got these multiple colors on there, I'm going to have to do multiple passes. I only have a 5 watt. I don't think you could even get through it with a 10 watt in one pass, only because what it tends to do is it tends to melt the paint rather than cut through it or burn it away. We actually want to burn it away so we can get those lighter colors to come through. So for me to do that, usually when I cut through on the first pass, I can see a little bit of the lighter colors coming through, but it's not enough. So when I do that second pass, you can see it clean up and it looks really good on the second pass. So with the colors that I have, I would like to do big cats turn out really good, only because the colors tend to fit them really well. So I'm going to do a big cat for you guys. That way you can see these colors come out. So I need to get over here, and I need to get up here. This is the cat that I've got picked out. I think this is going to look pretty good. Pretty good tiger. So from this first pass, when I do it, it's going to pull it'll pull a lot of the orange out of there. Well, like I said, it pulls a lot of the orange out, but you want it to get white. So I want to get all the way down to that white. So on the first pass, you'll see it kind of looks yellowish in the white areas, and I want to cut all the way down. So I do a second pass, and it really pulls that white out. So let's see if we can get that with this tiger here. So we want to go ahead and save this image. Let's get it saved. We'll get into the light burn. I don't even care what the name is. I'm not going to name it. Just going to go ahead and get over here to light burn. We're going to get this, click on file. We're going to click on import. Alright, so find our new images here. Hopefully it's saved in the right area. There's our tiger right there. Alright, now like I told you, my canvas here is roughly, it's 9.5 by about 7.5 or 8 inches, somewhere in there. But this, the aspect ratio of this, so I think if we click on 9, I think we're going to be under that 7.5 inches, so we should be fine anyway. So we're going to go ahead and click on this height up here. Make sure it's locked, because we don't want to distort this image at all. We're going to click on 9 inches. Actually, we've got a lot of black in there. I'm going to go ahead and make that 9.5. We'll max out the aluminum sheet. So now we've got our piece. It's 9.5 by, you can see up there, it's 6.3. So we're plenty in our range. I'll center this image on my aluminum plate. That way the black will show up. Actually, you know what? I'll push it to the side since it's cut off on the side here, and the black will show up on the back side there. That it'll kind of fade into the black. So it'll look pretty good. Now what we want to do is we want to right click, put our cursor over the image here. We want to right click, and we want to click on adjust image. Now we want to expand this. I've already kind of got some settings in here. I'm going to kind of wipe these out. I'm going to get that off the negative image. Go ahead and start this back at 318. And take this off of Jarvis. I'm actually going to run this on Atkinson here. I'll show you what it does. You see it kind of takes out some of the midtones in there. That's fine. I'm still going to keep a lot of the detail. But I'll show you what it does. Is all these black areas up here, if you see it on Atkinson. So I'll switch this over to negative here real quick. And I'll zoom into this. So you see this black area, it's pretty clean up here. Now if I change this over to something like Jarvis, you see up here, up around the top side of the head, you see all this black stuff, all this over here, all those little black dots. The laser's going to want to burn that, and it's going to take up a lot of time, and it's going to make your image look really, really muddy. So we don't want to do that. Atkinson is really good about darkening up some of these colors, making these lines a little bit more solid, and cleaning up all this garbage in here. You can see all those black dots are gone. I can go out and show you in the preview as well. When you look at that, you'll see the black dots in there, and you can see the time. It's probably almost an hour it would take to burn all that garbage that you don't want in there. Yeah, sure, you can take it out, you can edit all that stuff and get rid of it all by hand. That's a lot of extra work, takes a long time, and it's never perfect. So we'll want to make this image look as good as we can. Alright, so now while we're zoomed in here, I'm going to switch this off to negative. It's a little bit easier to see on the regular image. So I'm going to zoom in like I always do until it starts to get fuzzy. You see we got all these dots in here. That's not what we want. So zoomed in, not too far, but enough to where we can see those dots. Now I'm going to come down to my DPI. I'm going to start increasing this DPI over here. Now as this increases, you're going to see where the image comes to a point where it clears up. As soon as that does that, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to change it back to a negative image, and we're going to go with that. So this could take a minute here, so bear with me. Help it there a little bit and see if we can get it to clear up. Alright, looks like we've got it clear, so I'm going to back off a little bit. Oops. Alright, that actually looks pretty good. 423, I'm okay with that. We can zoom in even more, but I mean, you can continue to zoom in, and you're going to end up with dots no matter what. So you just need to pick a point where you think it looks pretty good, zoom in, get your dots to where they look pretty good, zoom back out, everything looks good. Alright, so I'm not going to change anything else in here because that image looks good. I could try to lighten it up if I want. I don't want to mess with that color, because you start doing that, it makes some things look funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this back over to a negative image. There we've got our negative. And zoom in, you can see looks pretty good, looks pretty clean. I like that. So go ahead and click OK. We'll get out of there. Now we want to set our speed and our power over here. So I'm going to run this at somewhere around 3500. I don't want to run it too fast. I like running it slower. It gives me a much better quality image. Now my power here, like I said, I don't want to melt that paint off. I just want to cut through those layers. So I don't want to go anything over somewhere around 30-35%. I'm going to run this right here at 30%. I'm going to leave it at that. That's going to cut through pretty good. Actually, I'm going to cut that back a little bit. Let's go 27.5. So that looks good to me. So we can go ahead and go over here. You can click on this little screen image right here, or you can click on Windows and click on the little screen preview thing, or you can right click over the image here and you can click on preview, and it'll give you a preview of this image, how it's going to burn. So we can see in here how clean our image is going to look. That preview looks pretty good, you guys. I think this is going to burn nice. You can zoom in, you can see some of the quality that we have in here. That's going to be a really nice quality image. You can see the time that I have here. This is 2 hours and 2 minutes. So if you remember what I told you about switching that over to something like Jarvis, I can show you what that'll do. So if I go over here and I switch this over to Jarvis, click OK, and then come back over here and we preview this image. Now you see I'll expand this for you. Now we were at 2 hours and 2 minutes before. Now you see we're at 2 hours and 44 minutes. Look how muddy this image looks, and look at all this garbage that laser is going to burn. That's not a very good image. I don't like it. Some people might like it and think that they're going to get the quality out of it. They can go ahead and try. I'm not going to do it. So we're going to get back out of there. Come back over here, double click on your layer tab, and we're going to change this back to Atkinson. Alright, now we've got that good. So everything looks good. Our preview looks good. We'll double check our preview now that we've made some changes. Make sure everything looks good in there. Alright. Image still looks good in the preview. We're back at 2 hours and 2 minutes. Now like I said, this is going to be 2 passes on this. So this is going to be just over 4 hours to burn this. So I'm going to go ahead and get my laser in position here. We'll get it framed up and we'll get this burn going. Alright, one quick adjustment and I think we'll be ready to go. Alright, that position looks good. I'm going to go ahead and burn this. Let's get this going here. Love those pop-ups. Alright, we've got this burn started. Like I said, this is going to be 2 passes, so this is going to be a few hours. I'd like to thank you guys for joining me. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do that. It helps me out. Like the video, again, that helps me out. And if you want, go ahead and smash that bell icon so you can get some notifications when I upload some new videos. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys soon.